it's me. How's everybody? Gonna need my water. Water. Matt tells me that I drink enough water. This morning, in fact, he told me I drank enough water for at least 90 people. It's another warm one here in Erie. So I'm excited. I just turned it off, but I have a fan now. And as of this morning, we went and we dug out an old AC unit that we've had for a long time. And we took it out of our last house. Can you believe it or not that in this, hey Marilyn, good to see ya. In this big building that we have for the shop, there's only one window. Everything else is sealed and there is like no airflow. And so with our AC, big AC unit being out, it's been really, really hot. But there's one window. And tell me, the universe, as I stick onto my piece, this is the piece, by the way, that we just finished up. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to stage it, but I also want to show you the reveal, how cute she is, just in like a classic black dress. How beautiful is that? So we're going to stage it. I'll show you. Hey, Diana is on here. Hello, good to see you, my friend. Tell me where you guys are watching from as well. So remind me where you are. So yeah. So the only window that opens in this entire building is literally in this room that I'm in across the way here. And so you know what we did today? We went and we dug that unit out, put it in. Right now I think it's somewhere like in 80s. Feels like the surface of the sun. It's not that like, I mean, it's really, really hot, but the humidity is what is killer. When I went back home, I'm like, oh, I miss this cool air. And then you come back into the oven again where you just have to stand up and you can feel the sweat just go down between like, you know, your shoulder blades or, you know, I mean, if you didn't think it was possible to get like lip sweat or the little beads on your forehead, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. So anyway, I've got my AC unit. I just put it on a couple hours ago, so it's trying to bring down the temperature. But I think right now in this space, it's about 80 degrees, it said it was. So I'm trying to get it into the 70s. I feel like that will be good. Gina, it is so good to see you, my friend. I actually went to school with Gina. It is so good to see you. And I would love to reconnect with you again. Always one of my good school friends. Terry's on here. Terrell's on here. Terrell says, I haven't seen you in forever. You're in Arkansas. Very nice. What's it like over there today? Phyllis. So yeah, it's hot here, but I mean, what you gonna do? You either have like 6 months of snow and then you're like, I can't wait for summer. And then summer gets here and you're like, I don't want to complain, but can we just turn down the thermometer just a little bit? So I've got my hopes now set on fall, and I'm hoping that fall will be right, like the balance. Polar world, surface of the sun equals a cool fall. So we shall see, you know, what happens, right? Hey Valerie, good to see ya. So this is what and Loretta, so this is the table that I just painted. I was gonna go live last night, but honestly, by the end of the day, the place just heats up so much, it was just unbearable. Plus I had to go out and get some new tools because as I start my Flippin' furniture for profit, I am buying an island. Now listen, Linda, if you want to make something happen, the truth is that, you know what, it's going to require some elbow grease, right? Nobody's coming to save you. So if you want to make it happen, you got to make it happen. And I'm looking inside myself going, what skill sets do I have? What could make me, right now, my goal is $10,000 through flipping furniture. This is the very first piece, this beauty right here. And this is a mid-century modern piece. And honestly, right now I'm thinking I'm probably going to price this piece at right around maybe $40, $45. So I spent $9.98 on it, and that'll be my first cha-ching. It will happen. But I was going to say that if there's anything that you want to make happen in your life, number one, you have to work in harmony with whatever you're looking to bring into your life, right? And do those actions. I always say two things per day to move yourself forward, and whatever it is that you want to do. But when I say from my place on the island, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Already I'm hearing about houses up for grabs, and I'm just getting myself in place. So my idea is to go ahead to flip furniture for sale and then keep that money to be able to reinvest in more pieces. But at the end of the day, you can really make some good profit because, like I say, furniture is currency. Everybody has it, everybody loves it, and everybody wants a beautiful, beautiful home and a beautiful nest. So if you can get great pieces on a dime, that is awesome. So for this piece, I'm going to stage it today, and I want to show you. Guys, you're going to be so proud. You're going to be so proud of me. All right, so there was a time where I felt like everything I got and brought home, it lived for a moment. And then let's just say it just left in a different form. And so I would bring plants home, and Matt would go, "Oh, what'd you bring home today to live with us for a short period of time," right? So I would buy these plants, and I don't know what it was, guys. I don't know what it was, but there is different seasons to life. And this is the season for me to be able to grow things. And so there was a time that I would stage furniture, just think. And there would be all kinds of plastic plants that I would stage when I would paint my furniture. I remember my sister came to visit me from Canada, and she's like, "Sonia, like, you need real plants." I'm like, "Anna, but you don't know what I do with plants, okay?" So I would like pick up all kinds of plastic plants to stage my furniture with. Enter 2025. And now I'm growing things. Look at this. So I thought, in a world that just feels maybe like plastic sometimes, right? That what I would do is I would stage it with real things. And so that's part of my plan here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I've got these books. And if you came to visit my store and you looked up around all the different edges of like the different shelving units, you would see stacks of books like this. And I had a evening one night where I invited friends over. We were getting ready to open the shop up. I had a friend who actually does auctions, clean outs of houses. And they were telling me they were getting rid of books. And they're like, "Do you have any use for books?" And a normal person would probably say no. And Matt's looking at me like, "No, like, what are we going to do with books? Nobody reads books anymore, right?" And I don't even know what these books are about. Like, these are really old. So they were going to the dumpster. And I said, "You know what? Save me a couple boxes and bring me over a couple boxes." Anyway, it was so cool because I got delivered a couple boxes of these old books. And then I sat down with friends one night. And you know me and my I love gold. All right. So yes, Terrell, Matt's working the front of the shop right now. So if you follow us back the last couple of videos that I've done, it'll bring you up to speed with all the story of our life and kind of what we're working on right now, where we are. So we sat down and I pulled out my black velvet, and we did things like with just like scruffy brushes, and we did copper and gold, but these are actually books that were going for the dumpster. And I love me, if you follow me, maybe you too love color, you love just character, you love things that feel cozy, you love your home to feel cozy, and you love distress and weather. That's my thing, okay, that's my jam. And so this is what we did. So I thought, you know what I'm gonna do today? I am going to, basically, I'll show you what I had done. I had them wrapped in twine. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. You're sitting on the twine, guys. I had to lift you up. You couldn't be sitting on it, okay? So what I did was I had these books, and I would wrap them up. I still do. I have like a gazillion of them out there. And then I would just wrap them up. And they look so good with twine, right? And I put my candle holders on top, and I create a very magical store. So now for this right here, I feel like I only need maybe 3 books out of this lot. So maybe just that and that. What do you think? Just something like that, right? These are cool too. Look at this. I mean, look at these. Got some gold on there. That would be really pretty. Anybody out there painting old books? Just doing fun stuff with them. So to keep with the vibe, enter my real plant. I want you to know that this is a real plant. I'm growing this real plant myself, and I'm mighty proud. So pretty cool, right? So I'm gonna just take some pictures like this. I could also go face forward as well and show you the pages, but this is kind of what I'm thinking right here. And then I'm gonna go find just a nice spot that's not too noisy in the back and take some pictures. But what I ended up doing was just doing the black velvet, and then I distressed back this so it shows a little bit of the plum purple, which I thought looked really magical. And then I also added on some copper, just kind of like I did here around the edges and stuff. And now she is the moment, as we say. So I'll show you what I'm working on today, but I wanted to show you that piece is done. Would you like to say hello to these two over here? What shall we call them? I've been calling them dapper ducks. So what I did this morning was the black velvet dried, and I've started the sanding process. By the way, I started sanding this table as well. I'm gonna flip this one to black because, as I told you, for the first batch of furniture coming out, what I want to do is just a universal color that it is more likely that people will like and purchase, right? So purple is beautiful, but I know that black is going to be a universal color that it's just going to grab the attention of more people. So this is the current project. She's a wiggly on cardboard. And this is where we're at right here. Quackers! I love quackers. Hey, Tracy! So they're loving it. I mean, they told me. They told me. And I got these guys thrifting. I feel like I only paid, you know me, I only pay, I don't know, at any given point I can look at stuff in my store and say the most I ever paid for anything was $7.99, okay? But these are wooden, beautiful ducks, and I let them sit as they were, natural wood. Scroll back if you want to see the before. Yesterday they were just natural wood. This is a 60 grit sandpaper block. I'm just going to finish them up. And then we will do the seal on them. I think they do too, Tracy. I do love hand-painted furniture, as you guys know. And I really think that right now in a world, people are just craving, you know, they just want to feel connection. They want to ground and just kind of, you know. So I enjoy just hand-painting things, you know, brush strokes. Oh, well, that's human life, okay? Those are not the robots. This is what somebody did with love, but it does give such a beautiful feel to them. You need a little bit off your cheek. Can make it look like you got cheeks. We can contour. And I mean, that beak, well, that's pretty amazing. Okay, so there we go. Did I get it back? I did, okay. So I do a sand, number one, to distress, but number two, I do a sand because I love me some distressed furniture. And I will tell you that distressed furniture, for so many reasons, right? Because life happens and furniture gets dents and dings. And so, you know what, take that pressure off yourself. I just think that you should, if you're painting in perfectly perfect furniture, it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be great and fabulous. So, you know, if somebody buys these, somebody will buy these. Let's put that out into the world because we know, you know, we can make it happen. I'm looking for a rag. I did go yesterday and buy some supplies for myself. And that is because I'm starting fresh and having to dig all my stuff out. But remember yesterday I told you that after I sand, which by the way, I just painted this guy this morning. It was green before. You will see green bits, and I love it. So that's a technique. You can paint one color. You can use the existing color of a piece, paint over it, and immediately it will give you, you know, a cool look. So just think, this piece is green. What color would go good with green? That can be a technique. I'm just going black. Black matches everything, which is why I'm doing it. But yesterday I was talking about how when I sand pieces, and I'm distressing, I get a lot of, you know, I just get a lot of like residue, right? Sandine. So I got myself this last night. Look at this. Look at this. All I'm saying is this. I'll be over here doing this, and this, and this, and this, this. So ideally, you have all your tools with you when you're flipping furniture, because who wants to go and find a million things in a million different places when you're covered in paint? So isn't that beautiful? I always loved just the brush. This is just called the bench brush. I picked this up at Harbor Freight. Just give me donuts and take me to Harbor Freight. That's all you gotta do, please, this girl. Is there snacks? Which, by the way, Matt made yesterday. I just kind of realized, put you up so I can see you. I just realized that we have leftovers. And when you remember that there's food in the fridge Oh yeah, he made a big metal bowl and full of antipasta. So he put in there, this is Monkey Shine, by the way, that Matt made for me. And it smells like lavender. Who got the lavender Monkey Shine? I might still have it. All right, prepare to be amazed, because if you remember, this is one of my favorite parts of flipping furniture, which is we do the buff, we do the sand, okay? All that wonderfulness, the distressing. But now what we're going to do is go ahead and put on the seal. The ducks. There's no seals involved. Don't worry. Just ducks. Just furry friends. All right. There you go. Yeah, let's just put a fun seal. So instead of doing like which my favorite is water-based polyacrylic, but I don't have to do that. These are decor. They're just going to sit there like sitting ducks and be pretty, okay? Carol Ann says she loves the Monkey Shine. Me too, Carol Ann. I still have my Junk Monkey wax brush, and I need to go find it. So I'm using this little guy right now. It's just a little natural haired brush that I have. Truly, I think it's for stenciling. But you know what? We can make anything work, because we're just those kinds of people. We are solution-driven individuals. Friends. Tell me if you love him, and if you don't, well, you tell him to his eyes that you don't. His eyes. All right? Yeah. Gonna break hearts, because he knows he's fine and fabulous. Oh, she's beautiful. But yeah, just kind of gathering up my tools again and getting everything in place. My shop is closed tomorrow, so I will have 1, 2, 3, 4 items to go out tomorrow and to get all staged and to begin to sell. It's gonna be gorgeous. I will take final photos for you guys and show you how I'm staging and what I'm doing. And also tomorrow, I want to take the time to arrange my studio. Get everything around me. So when you're doing something, you don't have to go hunt for it. Treasure hunts are fun, but it's fun when you plan to do that, right? All right, that's pretty. And then of course we have to do the back look. You can see where my fingers were. Loretta says, so pretty. I know. And you know, sometimes, because we all know there's people that must be like, why did you paint those? Well, you know what? They've been here forever and a day, as is, and nobody purchased them. And this is an investment. I purchased these for resale, you know. So I would like to go ahead and find a home for them, as they would love to have a home. Don't we all love to have a home? And so now I'm going to buff it off. I got these rags last night, so I'm going to see how they do here. But ideally, you find a rag that doesn't have any sort of, like you see right here, this is going to be the sanding dust right here. Carolyn says that, she says, I love the ducks. We can't keep enough of them in the shop. They sell out so quickly. Ducks are cool. We have tons of ducks down here at Lake Erie when we go down for walks and stuff. And there's like wood ducks. There's, oh my gosh, I don't even know all the names of them. We take out our Google Lens and take pictures and find out what they are. But there's a million of them, you know, and learning the males from the females and the different colors. It's interesting that, if I get it right, I'm pretty sure it's the males that have all the colors. I'm trying to be like, you like me, right? Look at me. Look at all my colors. And the females are like, yeah, you know what? Just stop following me, okay? It's a show. But it is interesting to see. So when you buff these, sorry, buddy. When you buff these, you just want to be able to wipe it until it feels dry to the touch. Get all the top excess off. Move your rag. Keep going. Now I could put some gold on these guys as well. But I feel like just classic wooden distressed is perfect. You are perfect the way you are. So here we go. So that one is now finished compared to this guy who is ready for the next Little shine and buff there. There you go. Put your chin up. Way to go. And so now we'll move on to the next one. Yeah, Teresa, I went home for a week. Now, home is so far away. It takes 3 days to get there. So you take 3 days to go up. You take 3 days, or you take a week up there, and you take 3 days to come back. That's like 2 weeks. 2 weeks of life. And when you have a store and you have like a lot of adult responsibilities, you know, you kind of gotta, 2 weeks is probably the max that most people take vacation. So, but it's just such a far ways to travel, which is why I'm going to get a home up there so that I can be there for longer periods. I would like to spend my summers back home. Travel up through the winter, snowmobiling. Our family has a cabin. We do a lot of winter things. I miss my cross-country skiing. I miss my snowshoeing. I just miss all of that. I miss the food. I miss the people, the community. And I'm just in a place where I want more of that in my life. So my family. So I am going to be doing split time. And you will see me do that because we'll be, once I get a place, I'll show you what I find. I have ideas as well. I'm lucky. I'm somebody who's done the work so that I can work on both sides of the border. That was a lot of work. So as a citizen of the U.S. and a citizen of Canada, I'm able to really work both ways, right? So, being the entrepreneur that I am, I have ideas. I have lots of ideas. So stay tuned. You will see what is up. Everything is unfolding. Unfolding by the day, by the moment. So if you go back over the last probably 3 days of videos, live videos, I bring you up to speed with what I'm working on, what my goals are, what I'm making happen. And I encourage you that if there's something that you want to make happen, don't just think about it. Do it in some way, shape, or form. What can you do? You know? So for me, being able to have a part-time home both places is a perfect balance. And Matt is from the U.S., right? So this is his home. And if you've ever married somebody who is not from the same country as you, well, that's a whole other thing as well. So finding the balance where two people can be with their families and, you know, do what they want to do, right? So it's all about balance. And I have a life and business here on this side of the border. My son, of course, is in the United States Air Force. He's currently in Japan, if you haven't heard me say that. So he's in Japan, serving over there. And he's been over there now in Japan for what? Over a year now. Over a year for sure. He got to go to, he wanted to see the world. And listen, his parents were like, you go, buddy. You go, buddy. So we're going to be here. You go do your thing. You know, we were not the kind of parents that was like, you know, don't go far from home. Listen, I moved far from home. My husband also went into the military. And that's how I met him, right? When he was in the Marine Corps. And, you know, we would have never met if all that never went down. But he was in Canada and I was a reporter. I was covering a military exercise that he was involved in. And the rest is history. So, you know, I obviously will always have ties here. But I have ties back home because home is always home. And so finding the balance of U.S. and Canada, you know, that's where I'm at right now. So, and they're both two different places, very different places. But I found that when I went home on this trip, because it had been 7 years since I'd been back home, I just really saw and felt what I'd been missing. And I'm like, wow, I want more of that in my life, right? And isn't it so true that when you're young, it's like you spend so much time trying to get away from home and figuring out how, you know, you just want to go places. And then later in life, it's spent trying to figure out, how do I spend more time back home? And that's where I'm at right now. I think everybody has that, where they go out and they do a thing, and then they make the pilgrimage back home. Tell me if you know what I mean when I say that. Hey, Marie, Claire, Monica, Cherie. Tell me where you're watching from. Say hello. So I'm pretty happy with that. What do you guys think? I feel like they got a whole new lease on life. And look how beautiful that wood came. That's going to be gorgeous on somebody's like bookshelf. Beautiful. I see, I got to put my buffing cloth down inside of there. And probably find a different cloth to buff with because it's got a little bit of a residue. So yeah, so this guy will be ready to go today. Live plant in the house. And then I could also use these books. So for me, I'm big on like, you know, get a theme, do what you love, be different. And Teresa says that's why we move closer to our children, especially grandchildren, right? Yeah, absolutely. That's important. Tracy says, I stay close. I'm only 10 miles from where I grew up, right? Yeah, well, I'm 3 days away, so I gotta figure out something. So I'm somebody that when I brand, when I would take photos and I first started flipping furniture, people would always say, I always know your work because like I can always tell. I can tell by the tree that's always in the background is actually what they would always say to me. One of the things that they would always say to me, and I know your style. And so, yeah, so this is my style. I love whimsical. I love shabby, distressed. You know, I'm perfectly perfect. So I'll probably keep these books on tied and then go ahead and kind of start, you know, staging with them. But this piece that's below it, I gotta get him there behind his head. I will. I'll do the shimmy with the rag right down in there. But now this piece here is next, and this one here I'm gonna seal with a poly because this one is a tabletop, and I know it's gonna get a little bit of use, right? I always tell people that when you have painted furniture, treat it like a brand new piece of furniture. And you're not gonna come and you're not gonna put like a water glass or anything like that on top of it, right? Use a coaster or use something, or just don't put it on your brand new table because it's gonna be a brand new table for you. So it's funny, you can kind of see the markings where the monkey shine hit. But yeah, pretty cool, right? So that's what I'm working on. I'm about to take these guys off. I'm gonna finish my sanding and distressing. This piece is really pretty down here. It has all kinds of like knotting, and then it has all this gorgeous, what would you call it? Like just textures and just shapes. It's beautiful, finials. So what I'm gonna do is, I'll film a video when I do it, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish the sanding down of this. I gotta poly it, and then I go ahead and I apply my metallic wax at the very end. So I'll show you what this one looks like, but this one has so many fantastic details that I already know. Like, look at all these like fins out here, right? Like, oh my gosh, they just do not make furniture like they used to. And I got a purple piece, so you know, a little bit of everything. So thank you guys for joining me for another day. I'll see you again tomorrow at 2, and I'll show you the progress that I'm making. Stay tuned as well. I'll post pictures of what I'm doing along the way. But yeah, I'm just staying busy over here in my corner of the world, creating my own piece and, you know, my life. So remember, happiness is an inside job. Happiness, you hold the key in your pocket. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.